Our current monarch, King Charles III, is considering reparations over slavery, even though it was Britannia that led the world in abolishing the practice. What on earth is going on inside the royal family these days? I have no idea. Because we now have King Charles going around starting a new study and research into the history of the family and the establishment, and of course the international slavery that's been going on. That was going on back in the day. So, hang on. Question. Do they not know that, for example, in the 1600s, in those days, when the British establishment and all the other establishments around the world, especially when they went to Africa and other places, and then they went in there, and then you had African leaders who were doing slavery themselves, they said, by the way, we have a new commodity as well, these individuals, human beings, we could sell you these human beings. So they were the ones who were obviously encouraging it. And then the British Empire and all the other empire, the French Empire, they went around and practiced it. They said, okay, fine, we'll buy this. And so you have to do research to find out if the establishment were doing it. Yes, they were doing it, Charles. It's not rocket science. But the reality is that it was also the same British nation and culture that led the world in abolishing slavery. Britain almost went bankrupt in fighting against it. And you had all the other countries who were still behind, who some of them were refusing to stop it, including the same warlords in Africa, in the continent of Africa, that were saying, do you really want to stop buying these commodities from us? That was absolutely evil and immoral, and we've done it. Not only that, since then, especially in the 20th century, we had the royal family, we had prime ministers coming out, making speeches, acknowledging it, apologizing, and we've already paid off, we already paid off the debt that we had over slavery. Not only that, Her Majesty Elizabeth II, at the time, also created the family of Commonwealth in order to create unity, in order to move on. And many other nations, actually, as they modernized as well, they said, yep, it's okay. Things happened in the past. Let's work together. Can you now help us to work together, cooperate? And then we joined the European Union and neglected the Commonwealth. So that was brilliant, wasn't it? And then we had a situation where democracies are being spread around the world now. And, well, until now, we might going backwards a little bit. And trade, free trade. If you want to help those countries who you had some issues with at the time, and you oppressed them at the time, the best thing you can do is to become friendly with them and to trade with them to make sure they become prosperous again and join the international community. That's the only way. Stop throwing money in the name of international aid. That's just freebies that you give to dictators, and they don't even know what they're doing with the money. Oh, I mean, in the case of India, they're spending it on their space programs. Yeah, brilliant. Taxpayers' money in Britain fund the space program in India. But why should we apologize again? He wants to, but he's not just apologize, he wants to do reparations. The problem with King Charles and these people is that they continue to surrender to the mob rule mentality of the far left. They think if the cancel culture is pushing too much, you either have to apologize or basically say yes to any demand that they have. In fact, every single example we've had that someone made a mistake, for example, and came out to apologize, they kicked them even further. If they came out to say, okay, sure, I will do what you want me to do. I will do reparations, for example. They're not going to give up. They're going to keep going and going and going until they bring down the whole of the Western civilization. These people are Marxists. They don't care about British values. They don't even care about the African nations or their culture. They are using them for their own interests, vested interests. That's the fact. And it's going on. It's been going on for decades now. No one is willing to say, no one's brave enough to go on TV and say this, but we will say it. TV is dead because we are the media. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Do you support King Charles III considering reparations over slavery, despite the fact that we made so much effort throughout history against the whole thing? And we're going to come back in half an hour. We have so many other stories, including how Italy is now the favorite to become the next member state of the European Union to leave the protectionist club of Brussels. Itexit, whatever it's called, could be happening very soon. I'm Mahyar Tousi, and we are the media.